Evening, boys and girls. Welcome to today, and I've got to go put some diesel in this. So we're going to go all the way up the A34.
Please have a safe drive today.
Let's see if we can figure this one out, shall we? Oh yeah.
Continuous recording will now start.
I hate that bloody camera. Continuous recording will now start. Right, so I've got the fuel card, I've got all the whistles and bells. Put that on, put that on, put that off. Everyone's a winner. Right then. Let's roll, motherfucker. Now obviously you're not seeing forward facing at the moment because I don't want to give away where I'm working. Needless to say that it's going to be a bit tricky getting out of the car because somebody's put his car right on the bloody corner. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get round, get round, get round. There we go, lovely, lovely. What the hell is going on there? Have they changed this into manual mode? Oh my god, I'm in manual mode. And I haven't got a bloody clue how to change it out of it. There we go, there we go. Just hold D. I was like, I'm in manual mode. That would have made today slightly irritating. But anyway, running as usual, 15.9, but 16'1" is what I run all my prat navs to. Can't be too careful, and you'll still get there.
Now turn left, then at the roundabout.
Oh, left only. What am I doing? What am I doing, bruv? What am I doing? Right now, is anything coming? Yes. Reflection in the mirror. Oh, in the glass of the shop. I hear Ninos. Oh, fire engine over the other side of the roundabout. Excellent. So, it wants me to go first exit and trundle off up here. Okie dokie. That is what I shall do. Oh, aren't you nice to indicate? Thank you kindly. So I started at 7 AM. Well, I started at 7:45, 7:10. Because it's only 7:10 now. But yeah, I'll close that. Now, I don't know how good the sound is going to be because I've been having nothing but problems since I've been in this Iveco. I'm using my usual mic setup, although I've put it up there to try and lessen or to try and deaden all the other sound that was being picked up just here. But I honestly don't have a clue how good this is going to be. So apologies if it goes back to camera audio. Oh, come on. The gearbox is usually alright, but it does take a minute. Oh dear, sometimes it can take a minute. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, here we go, here we go. But yeah, so I'm going to stop it and get some diesel, because I'm on below half a tank. I don't need to for today, because I know what the run is, but might as well. And if you're curious, well, why are you using the prat nav to go to low fuel station? Well, I'm doing it pretty much because I'm new to the area, dumbass. I don't know where I am. I know where the Shell garage is, off the 500 and the A34, around about just there, because the main contract I've been working in since I've been up here is just down the road from there. And that is pretty much the same kind of area I'm going to hopefully end up living. But again, I don't count my chickens before they're hatched. So God knows what's going to happen. But we are literally waiting on the lender now to make it official. Outside of that, how long is a piece of string? I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know what they're actually going to say. It's kind of annoying. yes, last night was some serious thunderstorming. Really bad. Kept me awake for ages. But then that's what happens in this country if we get nice weather for a little time, you know. The gods punish us. You've had nice weather, how dare you? Have a thunderstorm. Or four. All in one.
Take the second exit.
Come on then, here we go. Round and roundabout we go. Come on, sunshine. Come on, sunshine. Ah, I do know this area. I know where I am now. Ooh, looky. That's going to go, you have arrived at your destination, or reached your destination in a minute. Because I thought I'll program that to take me to the fuel station. Because the last thing I want to do is take this, because, again, I don't really know the area. I don't know where all the kind of restricted bridges are and all that kind of stuff. Why did you do that? Why? Bloody thing. Where all the kind of low bridge and all that kind of stuff is. So I just thought I'll use my truck map, and I'm using my actual truck map because I did the update on that new one, and yes, it's still got the weight limits, yes, it's still got everything, you know. I've looked at the map and it's showing all the limits and stuff, and I've set the height and everything and all that in the vehicle, but it wanted to take me down a couple of roads that just didn't feel right. Fortunately, I knew where I was at that point in time, and so I went the way I know. But it still puts you off the prat nav, you know. That's the reason I call it prat nav, is when people just rely on it. If it feels wrong and you're in one of these vehicles, trust your gut. Believe me, if it feels wrong, you're in one of these vehicles and it turns out that it is wrong, woohoo, bloody hell, are you going to have fun? Right, engine brake on to number 2. That's full wallop in one of these things. And that's the problem, I keep going to number 2 because I'm used to Mercs and they've got 3. And you always kind of just go straight to number 2. And then 3. Well, this one I just go straight to number 2 as I'm used to, and it's full wallop. It's still crap, but it is full wallop. So I'm going into that fuel station. Go! Come on, change gear. There we go. Oh, I do love a good eco. Yes. It is warning me now. There's a new warning. Obviously, the red one has gone. I wouldn't drive it with a red on, let's be fair. I hope you wouldn't either. Regardless of what somebody might tell you. My indicator went off, didn't it? Naughty me. But the amber light is now on because of the what's it called? You know when the sensor picks up you're going to hit a vehicle in front of you? Yeah, that doesn't work. It does, but this tells me it doesn't. So I don't think the adaptive cruise control works either. Yeah, so it's all fun. Go, my pretty. Go on. Right then, here we go. 122.9, although we've got a fuel card, so I don't know what he actually gets charged. They don't stay green long, do they? Right, so it's on my side. Farty bollocks. Farty bollocks, look at that, lovely jubbly. I don't want to hit him. Anyway, here we are at fuel stations, at fuel islands. I shall line up behind Oldley. And yes, oh look, I got them out. Anyway, I shall see you a bit later in my day. Enjoy some road footage. let's see how loud this gets. Because I've got to drive with the windows open. So I could end up reverting back to camera audio for this part. But I am not, the aircon don't work in this thing, Iveco, and I am not driving with the windows closed. Oh, it's too hot. I am melting! That's the one pain in the arse with it, is when it's hot weather, really just nasty hot, you know? And, oh, I can make that, look at that. Look at this, lovely jubbly. And the aircon don't bloody work. Oh. Alright, so round we go, round we go. That was a nice little trailer swap. And then if I keep into this lane, everyone's a winner. Because I want the M1. Oh. So the first place I stopped in, they couldn't unload me from both sides this time because I stopped there on Monday. And so I had to hop into it. Oh, are you kidding? Oh, again! The hell is it with me and getting on bloody lane in this area? Alright, wait for him to go and then... Crandall! There we go, there's nobody behind me. Bollocks to him. Bloody hell, those lights do not just stay green. Well, I went through an amber, so bollocks to him. So what was it? It was had to get up there with a pump truck and manually shift them over, but they're a pain in the arse because the pallets that we're delivering are really small ones. You know, the tiny Euro thingies, but tiny. And in order to get more on, they interlock them when they stack them. So they shake like buggery. You know, they wobble like buggery, so you've got to secure them, obviously. But when you don't secure them and the guy can't take them off and you've got to manually pump truck them, it's like they're about to fall on your head. Bloody stupid if you ask me, but whatever. You know, someone's got to do the job. Oh, nicely, nice, turn in nice and early, eh, mate? Why do car drivers do that all the time? It's not difficult to stay in your lane when you're in a car, let's be honest. Here and then power. Here we go, power. Iveco power doesn't exist, even though it's empty. My foot is flat. All right, my foot is on the floor. Go. Okay, there we go. I'll use the cruise control. There we go. Oh. Close that down a little bit. Now what's the betting I've just gone into the wrong lane, children? I make a habit of doing that. Sort myself out, get on the road. Ever since I've been up here, ever since I've been in the Midlands, I keep getting in the wrong lane and I don't know why. I'm like, no, follow the roadside, okay, follow the roadside, right, I'm in that lane. What was it? It was earlier, I don't know, I think I might edit that piece of footage in. But it was the 563 that I wanted. And trundling, you know, trundling to follow the lane markings, and at one point it says 563 in the lane I'm in. And then it's 563 over there. I just, I can understand getting in the wrong lane every so often, but I'm constantly doing it all of a sudden. It's really bugging the crap out of me. But oh well, never mind. It just really does feel sometimes, I'm trundling around Stoke-on-Trent, Newcastle under Lyme, or the surrounding areas, Birmingham especially, and it feels like, you know, road markings or road design by Stevie Wonder. There was one, what was it? It was a while ago. It was the first week I was up here and I was working for another company. And I can't remember exactly where I was going. I know it was, I'd gone around the Manchester kind of area and I was going to pick something up somewhere around there. And I came off the road and I came to this roundabout and it was, you know, turning right in the roundabout, you know, whatever. But it's one of those weird roundabouts. Now, we've got them down in Essex, we've got them down south, where they put the main road through the centre of the roundabout, but of course it's still a roundabout if you're turning right, stuff like that. So I'm in the lane, no indicating, trundling along, looking at the lane, but fair enough. All of a sudden I get halfway into this, obviously where the main road part is, and my lane isn't there anymore. It's literally, you've got a 90 degrees, and I was like, whoa, Jesus, and I managed to spin it. It's just things like that, it's like, what's going on? You know, every other place I go to, you follow the roundabout round and everyone's a winner. This particular one, just turn right all of a sudden because your lane ends. Okay. Yeah, I just can't keep screwing the pooch at the moment and it's really irritating me. Because I'm not usually that bad. I can be bad, but you know. Oh yeah, the other thing. Filled up with diesel. I pulled up to the pump that didn't have AdBlue in it, so I didn't fill the AdBlue up. So I'm going back to that place to put AdBlue in it this time, because they've got AdBlue, but not on, you've got to go on the second lane, and that's got the AdBlue. Now there is an AdBlue pump for the first lane if the AdBlue tank's on that side, but my AdBlue tank's on this side. There isn't one on that side. It's like, oh really? So I've got to go back and put AdBlue in this thing, otherwise I'm going to have just under a full tank of diesel and half a tank of AdBlue. As soon as I'm stuck in this for the next couple of days, might as well sort it all out and then leave it the way I found it, half a tank. Oh well, such is life. Oh, trundle all the way back now. I've got 62 miles to go. 62 miles of bollocks, but it's all about fun. something that gets me. A lot of the jobs up where I am are general haulage. Fair enough, whatever. But again, a number of jobs up this manner are also into depot, trunking, whatever. Now the general haulage stuff where you got to sling the straps over and secure this and do that, you know, kind of more load interactive job, a harder job. He's paid less than the jobs where you sit there and you go from depot to depot, drop a trailer, pick up a trailer, or just sit on a bay for 3.5 hours, you know? I've never understood that. The less you do, the more you get paid. It's bonkers, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers. But it's true. It's like the thing I'm doing at the moment, obviously covering whoever's vehicle this is, their holiday, and they don't clean this vehicle. I'm being paid less than the other place I work in. And the other place I work in is really easy. Now there's the odd little bit of load interaction, but you know, nothing to write home about. God, I'm sweating. I think it should be a law that every truck, part of the MOT, has to have working aircon. Because it's the only way you're going to get bosses to fix the aircon in these things. Oh, well, I ain't spending that money, just don't need it, open the window. But when there's no wind, there's no breeze, there's no nothing. Yeah, okay, there's obviously the wind as you're driving along, but when there's absolutely sod on, it's just hot. It's hot, it's sticky, it's horrible. I'm sweating like a paedophile in a playground. Bloody horrible. Oh well. Such is life. Looking across all the people in the nice new units with the windows shut, and it's like, oh, I know how it feels in there. It's a fridge in there, isn't it? Must be beautiful. That's what I was looking forward to, you know, because most of the places I've been working, the vehicle's relatively new, air conditioning works. And I was thinking, when it's summer, I'll get in my cab, turn the aircon on, and I'll just drive at a nice, like, 18 degrees. It'll be lovely. You know, like, nice 17, 18 degrees, nice and cool. Aircon flat out, everyone's a winner. And so far, since I've been up here, not a single truck I've driven has working air conditioning. Not one. Taking the piss. Absolutely taking the piss. There'll be a law against it. Oh, yeah. Ah, it's fun though. It's all fun and games. Oh yeah. Not that it matters. You don't legally have to do this. But usually the little, when you do the curtain up, you obviously got the strap at the bottom, the little clip that you close over. And there's either, you know, somewhere to put your hand style thing to pull it tight and close it down, or just a little strap, whatever. Well, usually I put those loops, you know, I tuck them in. Well, I've done a trailer swap, right? I picked it up, checked it all round, all that kind of. I didn't tuck them in. And I'm looking in my mirror and they're all flapping in the wind. I'm like, oh. Because I don't usually leave them like that. Oh. Never mind, I'll get over it. A little bit of counselling, I'm sure I'll be fine. Ooh, yeah, that's true. We're, again, like I said earlier, we're waiting on the official offer from the lender. But Bert has managed to do an internal transfer to one of the stores reasonably local. And so what she's doing is she's coming up on the 6th, and she's moving in with the in-laws, myself and everything like that. We're all living there. Her mum is now staying in our rented bungalow, looking after the push. So yeah. Oh,
Mini gun drops.
a second. Come on. There we go. Wasn't so hard for you, was it? But yeah, so she's going to be looking after the pussycats whilst we're up. So we're both up here now. We're both we've both got jobs up here. So if we don't get the official offer, relocating back down south is going to be quite difficult. Because once you've done an internal transfer one way, they tend to get a bit snooty with you in the company if you try and do it the other. And of course, I've left the agency I work for. Obviously, where I used to work in Kalina, they'll have got a replacement driver in by now. So yeah, we're kind of stuffed now. If it doesn't work out, if it really doesn't come through, yeah, we're living with the in-laws for the foreseeable future. Now, technically, they're not strictly in-laws. They're actually friends of the family, very close friends of the family on Bert's mother's side. They are classed as family. They're always invited to the family get-together and everything like that, which is why I refer to them as in-laws. But technically, they're not. Technically, they're not. So it's easier for me to just call them the in-laws. Yeah, so that was something I found out recently. It's all fun. It's all fun. It's a nice house, big house. I get my dinners cooked for me. Yeah. She takes care of me. It's really fun. Well, it's kind of nice, really. But it's odd. It's a really odd feeling. Fuck it. Oh, mate, I'm just open. Just let yourself go. Come on, chop chop. But it's an odd feeling for me because my mum was diagnosed with cancer when I was 11, and although obviously my parents tried to maintain a normal family kind of environment, you know, they did their best. My mum was diagnosed with cancer. She was going through chemo, so I was staying with her parents, you know, my nan and Bill. Never called him Granddad, it was always Bill. And then coming back, and Mum would undergo one operation, then some more chemo, and then this, then that. So I'm what, 36 now, and since about the age of 11, I haven't really lived in that kind of family dynamic. I've lived with Bert and her parents, and I lived with my ex and her mum and lover, but it's never really been a family thing. It's been like we come and go as we please, we look after ourselves, you know, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm really not used to it. It kind of makes me feel a little uneasy, if I'm honest, because I just am not used to it. It's such an odd feeling. But she'll cook dinner and she'll be like, oh yeah, dinner will, you know, be ready for 6, and yeah, you're more welcome to eat with us, and you know, and it's all lovely jubbly, and clean up and leave my washing in the basket. They do it all together, and then she irons it, folds it, puts it on top of the basket for me to put away, and I'm just not used to it. It feels so foreign. It's just so weird. I know that might sound strange to a lot of you. And again, obviously I don't have siblings, so there wasn't really a family dynamic like that when I was growing up as well. But it is odd. I've not lived in this kind of stable environment, I suppose you could call it, since I was 11. It's just so odd. And I know you probably don't get it. I know you probably don't. You're like, what's it on, Bill? And unless you experience it, unless you go through this, you can't explain it. It must be akin to somebody who went through from a very young age, the kind of, what is it, the foster system, the orphanage kind of system, that thing, and never really had fixed parents. Then all of a sudden, years later, when they're settling down or trying to settle down with somebody, they live in a family environment. It must be similar to that feeling. It's got to be. It's just as alien. It's so odd. Well, I do what I can, and you know, be nice. I keep everything as tidy as possible because mate, they're both retired, and she keeps that house in show home condition. I mean, I feel a bit odd cutting a loud fart in the place. You know what I mean? Everything is absolutely perfect. She deep cleans the oven every week, takes the door off, takes the seals off, gets right in and cleans it. Oh mate, it looks as if it's just been installed, but it's been in there for at least 5 years. This is a nice environment to live in, don't get me wrong. It's relaxing and it's easy going, but it feels odd. It really feels odd. And I said it would to Bert before I moved up here. And I made Bert laugh because I was like, you know, I'm moving into this environment where obviously somebody else is home. And I've kind of, and this is what made Bert laugh, I've been kind of master of my own domain for the last 8 years. And now all of a sudden I've got to live in somebody else's. It's really weird. But Bert's coming up to Invasion of the Southerners is what they're calling it. Yeah. So yeah, if we don't get this agreement, if we don't get this mortgage, we're both up here paying rent down south with the push-pushes down south, and neither of us can get back down south. So unless I can figure out a mortgage, you know, get an agreement on a mortgage on another property, then it might be a case, and I really don't want to do it, but it might be a case of just find somewhere to rent on the short term until we can get a mortgage offer officially. But yeah, we're trying to do everything we can to make sure we do get this mortgage offer. And to be fair, there's so many new builds around this area, or around the area I'm going to, that even if we don't get this one, there's about 8 other developments that I know of that I've driven past, and they're all, you know, new. They're just going up. Your foundations are going in. There's a couple of shell houses already, you know, in place, but no show houses or anything like that, so they haven't released them. So there's loads of opportunity, loads of potential. It's just, I just hope we get it the first time round. Otherwise, all hell's going to break loose. But anyway, I think I've dragged this one on for long enough. I'm only going to be putting AdBlue in this and then driving back round Newcastle under Lyme. Yeah, Newcastle under Lyme. Okay. Like I said, new to the area. So I'll put in some, you know, driving round some of the twisty twiddly bits with the forward facing, if it's still got memory, because I've been using it all damn day. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. If this forward facing has recorded the twiddly bits, you're about to see them. If it hasn't, it's about to go black. So see you in the next one. Take care.